Hey, what's up, everybody? Today I'm gonna do a video about why I decided to freeform. Um, as before, I always try to keep my videos as short as possible. Um, but why I decided to freeform? Well, let me start with this. Like growing up, and even uh, as an adult, I never liked dreads. I always thought that, I thought they was distasteful and all that. I didn't like them. Had never wanted anything to do with them. Growing up, the only person that I saw with dreads was a homeless man, and that's pretty. I think that's that's the only person I can remember that had dreads was a homeless man walking around, and that's what I associated dreadlocks with. And then later on, I've seen Bob Marley, and but that's about it. That's what dreadlocks were. Uh, so I didn't want anything to do with them. I never liked them. I didn't understand why people would wear dreads, and so that was my perception about dreadlocks. But I did say if I were to get dreads, that the only dreads I would get would be the Bob Marley dreads. So I said, if I was going to get dreads, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to get the Bob Marley dreads and not get the maintained twisted dreads that people usually get now. So that's where I was at with dreadlocks. And so what I decided to get dreads is, it wasn't even about dreads at the time or free forming my hair. What I was doing is I'm a type of guy, I like to learn and read and all this type of stuff. So I was on this kick about eating healthier. And as I began to eat healthy, I cut out like pork and beef. So I stopped eating pork and beef, and I was just on like mostly chicken and turkey and fish, as far as meat goes. And then I decided to cut out chicken and turkey and everything else, and I became a pescatarian. Well, not really just a pescatarian, but I was studying the Bible, and had a list of foods to eat, or that was healthier to eat, as for the Hebrews. And so I was already pescatarian, and the Bible states you can actually eat beef, but with all the research I was doing about meat and the steroids and the way they was raising these animals and all that stuff, I was like, well, I'm not going to go back to eating beef and stuff, so I'm just going to keep on being this pescatarian. And probably at the time I was thinking probably I'll be a vegetarian, who knows. Now I am currently a vegetarian. I don't eat any meat now. And maybe I'll be a raw vegan someday, but not yet. I'm a part-time raw vegan. I do. I'm a raw vegan part-time, full-time vegetarian. So, so I list these foods that you can eat. And when I was a pescatarian, I wouldn't eat anything. I would only eat fish that had scales and fins. So, and like lobster, shrimp, crab, catfish, and all of stuff like that I wouldn't eat. So, yeah. And then, and when I started doing this healthy eating lifestyle, I wanted a hairstyle that would that would define the way I'm living. You know, my new lifestyle. I wanted my hairstyle to reflect that. So I began to research, and I did research about dreadlocks. I don't know how I started into dreadlocks, but I know there was something that led me to dreadlocks specifically, but I can't remember what it was. Before I did this video, I was trying to figure out what it was, but I can't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, I decided, I got into this research about dreadlocks and the different cultures, about different cultures that wore dreads, African cultures, the Hebrew culture, Hindu. I learned about the dreads, and oh, the move from Philadelphia. So it was basically about that, and the things that I would read about, I was like, well, this shit matches me, having a disregard for vanity, me, political statement, me. You in the Bible you read how the Hebrew or the Nazir of the Hebrew culture, how they were a what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but they were specifically Samson was a Nazir, so he grew his hair long, right? He wasn't supposed to cut his hair, but we know the story about that, how he ended up cutting his hair. And so it was just like that, how the coils of the hair attract energy and all that. So yeah, it was basically me learning and having appreciation of the Negro hair. I want to redefine, the stereotypes about the Negro hair, about about this being ugly. Even like I get the most uh, criticism from our own people, black people. They give me the most criticism about our hair, about my hair, the way I wear it. Like, oh, why you wear your hair like that? Oh, you don't want to comb it? Or, no, I don't want to comb it. Because I give zero shits about what people think. So yeah, it's basically come from learning and reading, researching, and having appreciation for my people. Letting people know this is beautiful, this is fine, this is okay, this is what you are. Don't be ashamed of it. I read a quote from, what's the lady name? I can't think of her name. My brain is just not there. But from the lady from what is her name? From the show, oh, How to Get Away with Murder. When she said she stopped wearing wigs because she was tired of apologizing for who she is. And that's the way I feel when I brush my hair, or when I have to pick my hair out. When I was doing the whole wave thing, that's the way I feel about that. That I was apologizing for being a Negro. I was apologizing for having naps. I was apologizing for having curly hair that grow in spirals. So this is just a way of me saying I'm no longer apologizing for who I am. I am no longer apologizing for being black. I'm no longer ashamed of this. I am no longer ashamed. I don't feel like I have to make white people comfortable. If your hair is nappy, white people ain't happy. Well, as Paul Mooney said, it was something like that. Might not be a direct quote from Paul Mooney, but it was something along those lines. So this is me being me, unapologetically being me. And you don't have to like it, but I love it. And yeah, so that's basically it. Along those lines, that's it. So yeah, subscribe. I know I said I was going to do more videos and more often, but man, time go by so fast, man. I'll be so busy doing nothing that I get all caught up in everything. It's crazy, but I am going to do some more videos. Next video I do is going to be, I'm going to do at least 3 products that I use to wash my hair, or products that I put in my hair. Well, not actually put in my hair, but what I put in my hair when I wash my hair. That's what it is. So, yeah, subscribe, like, don't subscribe, unlike, hate it, whatever. Peace.